Right. Are we live? Yes, we should be live. What's up, guys? Good to see you here. Let me just. Man, my music is always too loud. Let me just lower that a little bit. There we go. Cool. How are you? Good to have you here. We're gonna talk some productivity, some whatever questions you have, kind of topics. I'm always excited to talk about all types of different topics, but of course, that channel is about productivity, and you know how it goes. Anyway, Sander, hey, yeah, good to have you here, man, or woman. I'm so sorry, Sander. Where are you from? I'm so sorry, I just called you a woman if you're a man, or a man if you're a woman. That always happens with names. I'm so sorry, but yeah, where are you from, Sander? Good to have you here. Let me know if you have any topics, any questions you would like to talk about. Don't worry, I'm a guy. I'm so sorry. Sander is obviously a guy's name. I don't even know why I call you a potential girl. Already ruined the stream from the start. Maybe I should just stop and maybe come back next week. But yeah, where are you from, Sander? Good to have you here. From New Zealand. That's awesome. Oh wow, that sounds amazing. Such a cool place. I mean, I did have a friend that was from New Zealand. I love the way she pronounced fish. You know, the word fish. It was more like fash. I really like that pronunciation. It's really cool. I'm sure a lot of people tell you you're pretty much Australian, but don't worry. I can tell New Zealand is not the same as Australia. How about you? I am from Ecuador, South America. So let's pull up a map. Let me just show you. I think I did this last stream, but Ecuador map in South America. Yeah, it's a small country. Not many people really know where it's at. We do have one thing going for us, which is Galapagos. The Galapagos Island. I don't know. A lot of people have heard of that one, and it's kind of like a very natural, like beautiful place with tons of species that don't exist anywhere else in the world. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's where we're at. So that's Ecuador. Let me make this bigger. Copy image address. Yeah, there we go. So that's it. That's where I am. And I live in the capital, that is Quito. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, I do have some ideas of what I want to show you today, but I'm always more than happy to answer your questions and see what's up, you know? That's cool. Thank you. Uh, Simp on Campy. Hi, what's up, man? You're my stepbrother's friend, aren't you? I met you last week. I think you are. If not, please correct me because you do look a lot like him. But I might just be making this up. So let me know if you are. Either way, yeah, okay, you are. Nice. Awesome. Thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate it. So cool to have you here. Yeah, we're gonna talk some good productivity, answer any questions you guys might have. I just set up the whole situation with the two cameras. Still need to fix quite a lot of things, but you know, this is pretty cool. Camera two, camera two. There you go. And now here you are. And camera one. Camera one, please.
That's better. You got to say please.
Ah, Sander. You're the one that messaged me on Twitter. That's perfect because we can definitely tackle your question. It was a really awesome question. PhD Notion, thank you so much for being here as always. You are awesome. Um, Let me just. So I do want to answer Sander's question. Yeah, I didn't recognize your username. Now I do. Your question's on Twitter, but I definitely want to, you know, like not show all my private Twitter messages. Dimitri, what's up, man? That's so cool. So good to have you here, man. Man, I had a question for you. And this is regarding just something weird that I've been experiencing with YouTube. If anyone doesn't know, Dimitri is another YouTuber, productivity videos. I recently watched your fasting video. That's so cool, Dimitri. It was super cool. I've been doing fasting for like around 2 years. Like, I mean, I used to be pretty extreme about it. Like, you know, I just didn't have breakfast in the mornings. But now I still have breakfast maybe like two, maybe three times a week. But yeah, fasting is really cool. Intermittent fasting in particular. So, Dimitri, the question that I had for you was, have you ever experienced like people commenting on your YouTube videos and then that message disappearing? And I was gonna ask you because um, yeah, like you commented on my latest video, which was awesome. I love the comment. And when I want to open it, it's gone. And I'm like, what is going on? And I was actually gonna message you about that. Maybe I'll message you later because that's another topic. But yeah, either way, Dimitri is an awesome YouTuber, guys. If you haven't seen him, definitely check him out. Okay, yeah, I was gonna show you my screen right here because we do have a really cool question by Sander. However, I'm trying to find ways to filter out my private messages in Twitter because, you know, it's not cool to display that kind of stuff. So let me just see if I can figure out any weird way to do this. Maybe I could show you on the phone. I've noticed my stuff disappearing on people's videos. Really? No, wait, do you have any idea why that is? I never know, man. Like, it's really strange. Sander saying 1 second. Don't worry, Sander. I think I might have a solution. I think I could share it from my phone, the question that you asked. But yeah, Dimitri, that's so weird. I don't know why that happens. But yeah, I do have quite a few people that comment really interesting comments on my what I was saying. Yeah, people commenting on my videos and like it just disappears. Sander saying, please don't show my online alias. Ah, okay, don't worry. Yeah, then I won't. I'll copy. Yeah, that's better. Thank you so much. Thanks for that help. I won't show your Twitter handle if you don't want me to. That's okay. Yeah, you might have to copy the message in a couple of sections because YouTube doesn't let you like have extremely long questions. But like, yeah. Let me lower the music a bit more. Just don't know. You never know with music what is the optimal level. Okay, yeah. So here's Sander's question. So let's tackle that. Actually, let me see if my system for reading is working. There you go. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, so I have a system where you should be able to hear like the question being read by text to speech, but maybe that's not working. Never mind. Okay, I'll read the question. So I've been using Notion with August Bradley's PPB system for the past year, but as Notion note-taking and knowledge management is limited by capacity, I'm looking for another platform to adopt. And then the question continues. Let me just get off my earphones just too much. After doing a lot of research, I'm torn between these two options. 1, learning Emacs or Vim to use them with org mode, orgrom, and many other plugins. And 2, using Obsidian in tandem with Logseq. I wouldn't mind learning Emacs or Vim if it meets my needs, which are... Let's wait for the rest of the question. Cross-platform usability, being able to use a platform on all of my devices, as well as keep my data in sync across all of them, Windows, iPhone, iPad, MacBook. And being able to see my notes in graph form. This is my dad. Shout out to my dad. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate the support as always. But yeah, let's continue with the question. Integrations, being able to integrate it with other apps, services like Readwise and Drafts. And then yeah, visualization, being able to see my notes in graphs form. Yeah. So, you know, like the question pretty much says like, what is the best setup for this? Yeah, okay, this is good. Yeah, so what is the best setup? What I would recommend is like Emacs and Vim are really good for the purpose of, you know, like having really advanced systems that you can really customize. Especially Emacs is very customizable. I have my Emacs setup on my laptop, so I can't really easily show you my Emacs setup. But yeah, I mean, I use a lot of Obsidian, because Obsidian in tandem with Logseq works really well, you know. So that's what I use. However, if you're looking for something extremely customizable, then Emacs is definitely a good one. However, this part of the question being cross-platform usability, being able to use a platform on all your devices, that's something that Emacs, and again, if someone's not familiar with Emacs, it's just like a very advanced text editor system that you can really customize and is fully guided by shortcuts and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's basically the idea of how that works. But yeah, I mean, I would recommend Obsidian if you really want to be able to use that on your phone and on your like laptop, on your computer. If you have several devices, then Obsidian is definitely good for that. And in the past, I still recommend using Logseek because I love Logseek. Honestly, those two are my two favorite apps at the moment. However, I've started to notice a lot more issues as like both apps keep developing how they integrate with each other. I still think it's worth giving it a go. However, I might start even recommending. I mean, I'm currently still using them both kind of integrated, like sharing the same files. However, the problem with Obsidian plus Logseek is that sometimes some little things don't sync that well, and that can definitely be an annoyance. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So yeah, I mean, maybe trying to stick at first with either Obsidian or Logseek, seeing how that works. Obsidian has the advantage that the mobile application is pretty good, especially with Obsidian Sync. However, like it's really up to you. Logseek, they are working on their mobile apps, so that's really exciting. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. David Anguera, what's up, David? Thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate it. If you want to discuss any particular topics, I'd love to discuss it. David is actually the member of my private community. So let me show you that right now. Let me just make this dark mode because there we go. Yeah, so this is the community that I've been working on. If you guys want to join it, I'll tell you more info about this. But David was actually super nice. He gave me a couple of ideas on like certain things that we can do to integrate that community a bit more with the live streams. And so yeah, David, I really appreciate, man, that you joined the live stream. We try to talk about different topics in this community. It's still something that is growing, but it's something I want to expand on and that I want to keep growing over time. If you're interested in this community that I'm going to be releasing publicly soon, you can definitely go to my website, community. And yeah, in here you can sign up to the waiting list if you're interested in that, because that's definitely a cool project that I'm really excited to launch. Is the waiting list over? So you can still join the waiting list. Like I would love to have you there. Like like you can just like sign up in here. I'll actually drop you a link in here so that you can definitely check it out if you're interested. But yeah, like that's the community. Really excited to launch it, to share it with you guys, because it's something I've been working on and wanting to launch for a while. And yeah, I mean it's a pretty exciting project. Like the idea is to have a place to talk further about productivity, to get other people's feedback, getting to know people, getting to like network with others that are like-minded. So yeah, if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. David is in there. He's one of our most valuable players. So yeah, thanks for being there, man. Mind is saying, oh, blip, what did I miss? It just started. Don't worry, we just started talking about some Emacs versus Vim, if you're familiar with that. And yeah, Sander was asking, like, does Emacs not sync across devices? And yeah, the question is, like, is there any way in which we can use Emacs, which again is a really powerful text editor, and getting that to sync across devices? Now, the power of Emacs is really something called org mode. And there are ways, there's definitely ways, especially in Android, I believe, that you can sync your Emacs nodes to your phone. However, it is complicated and it is a whole journey. So like, be cautious. I do think Emacs is amazing. However, if you're also interested in Obsidian, then Obsidian might be an easier solution for sure. Yeah. I'm trying to use Obsidian and Logseek. I want Logseek to be a journal and separate only links to my... Oh, wait, sorry. I lost that. Okay, there we go. But by the way, David, thank you for being here, man. Or David. I'm trying to use Obsidian and Logseek. I want Logseek to be a journal and separate and only link to my main graph. Love it for this. Use Obsidian for deeper thinking and more permanent thoughts. Yeah. I agree. So Logseek to be a journal separate. Yeah. I mean, in that case, like, David, actually, let me know. Like, do you have your Obsidian and your Logseek integrating nodes, or do you actually have both apps separately? Because that is definitely an easier and maybe like less conflicting way to work like this. So yeah. I am struggling with getting duplicate pages on the daily notes from Obsidian and Logseek. Yeah, okay, so you might be actually sharing the notes between the two of them. Yeah, I mean, this is something that a lot of people have actually been telling me, how they've been having certain issues between Obsidian and Logseek. However, David, yeah, definitely let me know. Is this something that happens because you have both of your files being shared by Obsidian and Loxic, or are they actually separate? Just to make sure that I'm not making stuff up. Yeah, so I think the community, we could suggest and discuss topics and travels for future videos, Q&A sessions. Yeah, that's definitely really cool because like I was saying, like in here we have the community, and yeah, like we talk about different topics, different stuff. Like there's a nice section in advice and workflow where someone is trying to find like the best app for a certain purpose, or like we talk about, like for instance in here I was sharing what are the apps that I pay for. So stuff like that, making this the topic of conversation is really cool. Again, if you want to join part of this community, just go to santianger.com/community, or you can go to this drop down and go to community. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like you're sharing your files across both of them, right? Yeah, okay, they are syncing. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, like I okay. Yeah, let's talk about Obsidian and Luxic for a second. So I am and was a big proponent of actually using both of these apps in tandem. My hair's in the way. There we go. Yeah, so like using both of these apps in tandem is kind of like a really nice workflow that I make use of every day. Let me actually show you, because here's a problem that I'm facing, and this is exactly what the video is talking about. And I think that the latest update kind of fixed things a little, but I still think it's a bit problematic. So let me show you. So, okay, if I just show you my screen right now, so here's my logseq, right? And I can just zoom into today's day. So if I just say hello from logseq, the question is, does this go to Obsidian? Yes, perfect, right? And now, if I just write hello from Obsidian, here's the problem, like sometimes it doesn't get here. This time it did, which is perfect. This is the ideal workflow. Like thankfully right now it's working, but I definitely have certain times where like, I just write a lot of gibberish, and sometimes this doesn't really get here. You know, I think that might be the problem that David is facing, or David is facing. Um, yeah, I mean the only thing I want to, I mean it's pretty funny because right now I want to show you the error, and right now it's working perfectly. But yeah, the idea is that I'm sharing the same note, the same file, the daily note between Obsidian and Logseq, because they are a file within the two apps, right? So in the same folder, let's say, right? Um, yeah, it's kind of tricky. Like the thing that you can do is like whenever you have an issue, let's just try to force an issue. If it doesn't work, I'll just give up. But like, I just want to try to show you the idea, because this integration is something pretty much made up. It's not something that the creators of these apps actually thought about. Right now it's working perfectly. But either way, just to give you a bit of a tip, if it's failing, you can definitely go up here. Actually, let me move my face. You can definitely go up here and then either refresh, import changes from local files when you see that things are not syncing, or you can reindex it as well. You can also just like press Ctrl R, and that just tells you if you want to reload Logseq. That tends to help sometimes, but like, no, I mean, it's definitely a problem. Like in the past, things were working a bit smoother. Right now, as you can see, what I showed you is working pretty nice. Like it's working perfectly. However, I do want to, like maybe a bit cautious. Like if you're wanting to integrate Obsidian and Logseq, it's really frustrating because I know I've been a huge advocate for this, and it's something I've been really sharing and promoting to people. However, there's definitely issues every now and again. I mean, right now it's working perfectly, of course. Like things never fail when you want to show someone that they're failing. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a couple of annoyances. If if it's something that is really really annoying you, I mean, I might even recommend like still using Logseq for the sake of like journaling and keeping track of daily progress, and then maybe using Obsidian for, like you said, for like the note taking and more advanced writing. So maybe even separating these apps and not having them in the same folder might be a solution, especially as the fact that Logseq is now working on their Obsidian, on their, what am I talking about? Logseq is now working on their mobile app, and that could solve a lot of things. But yeah, I do get your frustration. I've definitely gone through this. Diehard Vimmer here. Yeah, so like Vimmer, for those of you not familiar, is those of us that use shortcuts to write. Actually, do I have my where is it? I have a little system for showing you the keys that I press. What is it called? I can't believe I forgot. Can't believe I forgot. So I have a little thing to show you my keys, but I totally forgot the name of the app. I have it written down here though. Let me just filter through my stuff. Okay, yeah, I can show you this fine. So yeah, this one. Okay, so I have it written down here. I totally forgot. I was installing so many apps to try to find the best one and totally forgot. Yeah, this is the name. Okay, so key press. Is it this one? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Cool, found it. Let's just minimize things. Okay, yeah, so Vim is a way in which you can you see my screen? My keys? Yeah, right? Let's just like close these things a little. Let me just move my face as well. There you go. Yeah, so Vim is like this really nice word where you can just type anything. And then you can use certain shortcuts to paste around things and just like move with different keys. So right now I'm pressing actually J and K, which is not showing, of course, because I need to configure it. Let me just see if I can configure it quickly. Yeah, no. Right now I just only have it for modifier keys, but like the idea is that you have tons of different shortcuts for manipulating text quickly, such as pressing delete. Yeah, right now it's not showing my screen, my keys. I need to work on that. I'm so sorry. But yeah, either way, that's kind of the idea. I might be able to show you a bit better. Let me see. Cling. I have another app in here to show my keys. I think it should be this one. Is it working? Yeah, no, right now it's failing. I mean, I could definitely show you. It's a really cool app for both, like you see these key presses, like these mouse presses. That's definitely a nice way to show what I'm actually doing. Let me just see if I can quickly fix this. So where is it? Typing mode, advanced options. So yeah, it's this app right here where I can just have like different options for like how I display my keys on the screen. I definitely need to play with it a bit more. If I don't get it in a few seconds, I'll give up. But yeah, these things really annoy me when they're not working. So keyword. Show single keys. That's it. All right, perfect. Yeah, there you go. It's working. So yeah, if you have a lot of text, actually, let me grab some text from online. So there's this thing called Hipster Ipsum, which is a way to just kind of quickly generate a lot of text with hipster slang. So it's pretty funny. This is what I use for sample text when I want to show an example with a lot of text. So yeah, so you have all of this. Now, what I'm doing with Vim is navigating with J to go down, K to go up, L to go right, H to go left, and yeah, and whenever you want to write something, you press I, and now you can type. So that's basically the idea. It's pretty nice. I can definitely go back to it if you guys have more questions, but yeah. I need to address a couple of questions that you guys have been asking. Oh man, I'm really behind in the chat, so sorry. Something really weird happened with this emoji. It had to be a super chat, a cat superhero. I don't know, it's funny, don't judge me. And the chat converted into a cat and motorbike. David, no way. Did you do a super chat? Sorry if I missed it. I might have missed it. But yeah, either way, let me know. What was that? Yeah, I didn't see that emoji. That's so weird that it didn't appear for me. But yeah, either way, if you did a super chat, really appreciate it, man. That's so cool. The recent annoying problem I'm facing is resizing the link images. Mines, is this in Obsidian or Logseek? Just to make sure that I know. Clement, another member of our community. That's really cool. Clement, thank you so much for being here. I won't be able to stay long. I hope everything's going well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. So frustrated. There's a typo before. Sorry, there was a typo before. 90% of my journal is junk. Just want to be intentional linking to my main graph. Ah, okay. So yeah, you used kind of like the journal as a place to just drop a lot of things. I get you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a thing that I honestly thought they were working better than I expected. But over time, like, I mean, I still don't know. There might still be a comeback. I've definitely talked to a guy trying to, we're talking about potentially creating maybe a plugin that integrates Obsidian and Logic a bit better. But yeah, I mean, I'm so sorry. Like, that's just something that has been out of my control, and I advocate for it and I really recommend it. But sometimes there's definitely issues that I can't really solve. Like, it's more in the developer's hands. So yeah, I'm also capturing mobile. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, the Obsidian mobile app is really cool. Really enjoy it. Structure in the PKM. How do you struggle about hierarchies, tags, folders, wiki links? Do you have a hard structure system, or you go with the flow? Big question, I know. Yeah, actually, this is a great question, but I'm definitely gonna, for anyone else interested in this, I'm definitely gonna direct you to a resource that I put together about this topic because it's a big topic for sure. This is a project that I've been working on. If you scroll down on my website, you can go to projects, and here you can check either all podcasts or you can go straight to this one. It's called Philactivity Podcast. And yeah, I've been putting together a couple of resources in here. So if we go to, let's go to Anchor. So this is the one where I host my podcast. But yeah, you can definitely find it in different apps, whatever app you use for podcasts. And I have one especially for links versus tags versus folders. Can you hear that? Really strange. It's really strange that you can't hear what I'm playing in this thing. Yeah, I mean, if there's any dead time later, I might try to fix that because right now I wanted to show you, but you don't hear that. It's only me that hears it. Oh man, that's such an annoying problem. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me just do it in studio mode. Okay, just give me 1 second to see if I fix the audio cable input. Okay, so no, it's kind of hard to fix. Maybe I'll just leave it for now. Either way, so yeah, this podcast episode, I can definitely link it to you right here. So let's just share. Yeah, if you guys are interested, I'll just link that in the chat. Is the link working? Yeah, perfect. Cool. Yeah, so that's a nice episode where I talked all about like that question. So yeah. No, thanks for the great question. I love it. Awesome. What else we got? Hey, nice to meet you. Anish, nice to meet you too. I think we talked in the past, haven't we? Or you were in the previous live stream. Either way, thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate it. I have a question. Do you know how we can export our Notion workspace into Obsidian, keeping all backlinks safe? Found your comment into GitHub community. Any help? Yeah. So I think I was talking about that with someone in a forum or yeah in GitHub, like you're saying. Um, so if you go to Notion, let me just let's go to Notion. Oh man, I have so many things open right now. Pretty crazy. I hate having so many things open, but like you gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, let's say for instance here, right? Let's say that I want to export this table and I want to move it to, because this is a table, I have the options of PDF, HTML, and Markdown, and CSV. Because the table, like there's a CSV, which is of course for Excel and that kind of stuff. Now, these links, for instance, here I have a list of all the apps that I want to try and a lot of like a couple of links between like similar applications that relate to one another, right? So the problem is that if you want to preserve something like these tables, I don't think that's possible in Obsidian. However, if you have something just like a text file, you know, man, I really don't fully know if there's a way in which you can preserve links. Like for instance, this has a backlink right here, right? So from dashboard, it's coming here. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to export that and preserve. If you go to Markdown, I would have to experiment with it. I honestly not fully sure. I haven't been able to find a solution. However, if you Google, let's just try to Google. There might be someone that might have come up with a solution. Yeah, okay, here it is. Convert export Notion nodes to work with Obsidian. Yeah, I was pretty sure I saw something. I don't know if you've seen these already, but like yeah. So this could be a nice resource that you could use, a niche. So yeah, I'm just gonna link that in there in case you want to give a look at it. But yeah, hope that helps, man. Can Vim and or Emacs have integrations with other app services like Readwise and Drafts? I want to say no. I think that's one of the biggest limitations of like both of those really cool, like text editors is that they have less limitations. They have less integrations compared to more modern applications such as Vim, such as Obsidian or Notion. So yeah, that could definitely be a limitation. Vim Adventures for the win. Yeah, Vim is awesome, man. Oh, guys, you're awesome. You always have great questions. Let me keep tackling them. Yes, you can find certain plugins and use them, but I don't think there's one for Readwise as far as I remember. So yeah, like that's a good point. Like in Emacs, there's tons of plugins, and so are they in Vim, right? But with the popular services such as Readwise or like, let me think of another, um, Todoist, for instance. Like yeah, you will definitely have a harder time finding those in the Emacs world. So if those integrations are really important to you, then Obsidian is the best integrated one. Notion, I think, is gonna get really well integrated with things as time keeps going, as time keeps passing. That's my point. Yes, it is in Obsidian. The image takes half of the page. Yeah, I mean, there's one way. I don't know if you're familiar. Let me see if I can give you an example. So, okay, so actually, no, it might just be better if I just show you where you can find this information because I can't fully remember how to do it myself, and I also have a couple of plugins that might interfere. But yeah, let's see. So if you go to, I mean, this is the best way I can find it. If I just go to publish, and then I go to Obsidian help. So yeah, this is kind of like the vault. You can also open that natively, but I rather have like the one online because it's easier to share links. So there's one, resize images. Here it is. Yeah, this is it. So you can resize images by adding this little text at the end. So this might be what you need, um, minds. So yeah, definitely check that out. Alt text URL. Okay, so it seems like it could work. Let's just give it a go. So I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this, for instance. What a lame screenshot. But yeah, now I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna paste that. Now I am using the, I have no idea how to pronounce it, but Imgur plugin that right now is kind of uploading that image to the cloud. Let me just see why it's not working. I'm gonna upload it again. Is that working? Man, of course it's not working. Let me reload it. But yeah, that's just a nice plugin to be able to paste images quicker. Obsidian froze. I'll just close it and open it again. Let's see if that fixes things. Let's take a look. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, it's not working. I'm so sorry, but like right now it's frozen. But yeah, either way, the idea is that if you paste an image inside of Obsidian, then you can use these numbers in order to make it smaller. And the same you can do for like, this is for URL images versus just like the normal embeds that you might have. Ah, man, it's so frustrating that right now it's not working. Let's actually try to take another screenshot. So yeah, let's just take a screenshot of the live stream. Let's just paste that in there. There we go. Perfect. It's working. Finally. So yeah, there we have a screenshot, right? But now say we want to make it smaller. We could just follow this guide. So what we need to do is just do this vertical line followed by the size. This is not what I wanted. Yeah, there we go. So the vertical line followed by the size. Let's just make sure that is in the correct format. Okay, so yeah, let's just like, I don't know, like in here you can have something like is a screenshot. And then you can put this like that, right? So right now, if we actually, that's not what I want, that's what I want. If I put this in preview mode, you can see that changes the dimensions of things. So like if I just have 100, that would change the size, 600, like that, right? So that's how you can change the size of image. It's the only way that I'm aware of. It can definitely be a useful way to do things. So yeah, definitely let me link this to you. I don't know if I already did, but yeah, just in case I didn't, there you go. Guys, so many questions. You're awesome. First, let me just give a couple of shout outs. Shitashi, awesome. Always great having you here. Joseph, you were in the previous live stream. I really appreciate it. Mads and Paper, I'll get to your question for sure. Guys, if I don't get to your question, feel free to copy it again because sometimes I might just skip something by accident and I definitely want to tackle as many questions as possible. So yeah. You can also find one for Emacs, I think, but I don't know how much. I don't know about it for Vim. I'm sure there's a couple of ways around it. Just sacrifice a bit of your sanity. Yeah, that's like a great point. Like when it comes to like adding plugins or integrations for Emacs or Vim, it just takes so much time and so much of your effort. But if that's something you enjoy, it could definitely be worth it. Just code your way out of it. Yeah, if you definitely know code, that's definitely a way to go about it. However, that is a big journey. It's something I'm still on. Like I can't yet write my code to achieve everything I want. Yeah, if integrations are huge for you, maybe Obsidian might be the best way to go about it, because the Readwise integration with Obsidian is incredible. If you guys are interested, I can definitely show you more about that because I love it and it's really really cool. David is saying, do you know or somebody here any nice and pretty software for making historical timelines? Ooh, that's a great question. In a researching stage, I like to visualize all the events of people's lives in a clean way. Wow, that'd be really cool. And I bet you're probably, like this could be like a really nice way to organize information for whatever project you're writing, even fiction, I can think. That's really cool. I honestly don't know about this. Someone recommended something to me, but no, yeah, I don't think I know about it. So yeah, I don't, I don't know if I can help. But if anyone else has an answer to David's question, please let us know. That sounds really interesting. Oh yeah, if you have zero programming background, definitely either go for it, like learn it, or try to go for Obsidian perhaps. Yeah. Guys, let me just see, like there's definitely something broken about the audio. Let me just see if I can fix it in a couple clicks. If I can't, we'll definitely revisit this in a second. It's just because if you've been here before, I have a text to speech kind of assistant that helps me just read different comments. Um, but right now it's broken. So let me just see if I can fix it real quick. I was playing with some really crazy sound settings and it seems like I just broke everything. Okay, I have an idea. Maybe it's here. Yeah, just give me a second, guys. Sound settings, speaker. Okay, this might fix it. And if this fixes it, we're back in the game. Okay, perfect. Let's test it. Water break. Let's try it again. Water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
Perfect. Fixed it. Awesome. Thanks for your patience. So yeah, now I can definitely use the reading assistant to read your questions. So let's do that.
Mindy's Ethiopia at Xander Huxley. I usually code the things I can't find, but I never publish them.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, like it's really tricky to like write something. Like I've done a couple of like CSS snippets for Obsidian and I put them on GitHub. But I mean I'm not an advanced coder personally. Sounds like mine's a lot more advanced than myself. But yeah, it's definitely an annoying thing for me to have the limitations. Where am I looking at? Having the limitations of my coding abilities and not being able to fully share that. That's at least my experience. I'm sure mine's is more advanced than myself. But yeah, here I have a couple of things that I created. There's one called, where is it? Obsidian Bullets. This one that took me a while and it's pretty basic, but it took me so long to figure it out. Just a nice way to add like these little symbols to headings in Obsidian. Um, but yeah, it's completely optional just to try to make it look more like Emacs, but that's just me. Yeah, so let's see what else we got. There's a timeline plugin in Obsidian. I like it because it uses standard markdown list. Oh, okay, David, so that could actually help you. Let's just take a quick look just to try to find which one it is. Scene 2. There we go. So yeah, we go to community plugins. There's one called Timeline. Yeah, I haven't used this one. I haven't downloaded it yet. Okay, David, this could be exactly what you need. Shitashi, as always, thank you for your awesome recommendations. David, definitely take a look at this. This could definitely solve your problems. Amazing. Cool. Perfect. Camera 1. Camera 1, please.
That's better. You got to say please.
Camera 2. Nice. This camera 2. This is my setup. Still pretty clunky. I need to correct a couple of things. I might be able to get a nice um, arm to hold the camera rather than using the tripod because it's pretty high up. But yeah, either way, let's get back to the questions. Camera one, please.
That's better, you got to say please.
Guys, you have such cool questions. We're gonna try to tackle them. If I'm behind in the chat, just be a bit patient. I'm gonna skim around different parts of the chat.
Mindy's Ethiopia at Xander Huxley. I am self-taught fully. I program with like 7 programming languages. Actually, I'm still in high school.
That's incredible. Wow. What programming languages? If you can share a list of that, I can definitely tell you the ones that I've tried. Not that advanced, to be honest, but that's incredible. Would it help me in coding stuff like this? Yeah, I think it could, to be honest. Colin, what's up? What's up, Colin? Thank you so much for being here, man. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them. I love to tackle anything that you might want to talk about. But yeah, in the meantime, let's keep going. Yeah, so I mean, is going back and forth with Sander, but mine's been more helpful than I could ever be Sander. So I'll let him take that to you. Shitashi saying I've created a few plugins that keep private and off GitHub because I don't want to maintain them. They're just from friends and family. Yeah, that's interesting because like one thing is to create a plugin, and the whole nother thing is to maintain it and actually try to solve every problem that other people have. Even with my very limited experience, just like creating a couple of themes and a couple of CSS snippets. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. And honestly, I am, I'm always talking to developers and like I definitely see how much work they have. So yeah, this is definitely worth doing. If you're trying to learn something, it's okay to do it for yourself or for your friends. And then maybe later, if you have the desire, you could share it with the world. Okay, so this could be helpful for David. I'm not sure how tech savvy you are, but if I had to create a historical timeline, I would use the Chronosys latex package. Wow, yeah, that sounds pretty advanced. Or find an Emacs or more package to do it. Yeah, that could definitely be a good solution. Like if David is pretty technical, but if not, yeah, definitely the what is it called? The timeline plugin that we talked about earlier. This one could be good. I don't know if there's any difference between this one. Oh man, I really don't like it when plugins don't have screenshots because I can't really know what it looks like. Yeah, this one does have some screenshots, which is nice. But yeah, if not, Josef's um, suggestion could be helpful. I hope Obsidian has a Google Calendar integration in the future. That's interesting. Scene 2? Let me just check. So, of course, there's a built-in calendar. Well, not built-in, but the community plugin for the calendar. That's pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, that could be pretty interesting. I use Morgan personally. Is the one that I made a video about that I really, really like. I actually use it all the time. I don't think I have it filtered for like private stuff. Let me just take a look to see how much I could show you of it right now, in case I can. Yeah, no, I think I just have a lot of private stuff right now. Yeah, sorry, but Morgan is definitely one that I really like. Scene 2. So yeah, it's this one right here. So yeah, if you want to check that out, that's one of the best ways to have a nice experience with the calendar, if that's what you're after. But if, yeah, I totally get you. Like if what you're after is actually being able to integrate your Google Calendar inside of Obsidian, yeah, this is not the solution for you. But yeah, I do like keeping my calendar separate because I just don't use Obsidian for tasks. But that's definitely depending on whatever your workflow is.
Chetachil Mao, that robot is kinda sassy.
Yeah, definitely get a sassy. That's hilarious. Programming is dope, man. You should go for it. Yeah, I mean, Shitashi is another experienced programmer that could give you some tips. Yeah, I have a question about this. Let's read it aloud.
Chetachi at Xander Huxley, you'll have to create your Obsidian plugins in a language that transpiles to JavaScript. TypeScript is highly recommended.
Yeah, I did have a question, like how similar is TypeScript to JavaScript? Because I'm learning some JavaScript. I mean, I've been learning for ages. I've been having other interests right now, but sometimes I do get this wave of just really wanting to get into programming. And I've always wondered what is the difference between TypeScript and JavaScript, and more importantly, is it better to create a plugin in TypeScript every time, or actually a better question, can you create an Obsidian plugin just in JavaScript? Yeah, that's the question I had for you, Shitashi, if you don't mind. Let's see. Yeah, another question for Shitashi. Shitashi, maybe one day we should get you on the stream because everyone has so many cool questions for you all the time. So as far as I can tell, or as far as I know, because Shitashi told me in one of the previous live streams, is scene 2 is the scene menu, which is pretty nice. I do have it installed. Pretty cool. I'm not currently using it, to be honest, but I really like the idea of it. Let's give it a go. Okay, maybe this time it will work, because the previous time that I tried to show it, it didn't really pop up with the menu, and I don't know why that was. Let me just see if I can. Yeah, there it is. So previous time this menu wasn't there. So like this is the one that Shitashi created, and it's pretty nice. Spell check. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you can just like grab some text and then just make that bold, which is pretty cool, because like a lot of people like this kind of menus because it's kind of similar, or at least more similar to something like Microsoft Word, which a lot of people are used to. So like it's pretty nice. You can do tons of stuff like this. So this one I really enjoy. I was checking it out. I don't personally use it all that much, to be honest. I just use my shortcuts, like that. But yeah, no, I definitely see how this is definitely a really appealing and nice plugin. Actually, for this one is really useful because there's no real shortcut to do that easily. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, you can do like the quotes for the whole block, that kind of stuff. But yeah, regarding the question, let's just see. Like scene menu, Shitashi, let's just check if... Yeah, Shitashi, am I wrong? Is that your only plugin? At least the public one in the community plugins? Either way, that's a really cool one. Highly recommend it. Let's see what else we got, guys. Is there any shortcut keys in Loxic to increase playback speed? YouTube playback speed. I haven't experimented with that. I know that Loxic kind of released a way to take notes from YouTube videos, and that's pretty cool. But to be honest, I make use of this other app that I really love. So like, again, like the reason why I use these applications is because I do believe in the idea that it's better to use the right tool for the right job. However, I do understand that can be expensive, so I definitely understand why a lot of people like having everything in one place. But let me just show you scene 2. Scene 2. There we go. So yeah, this one right here is the one that I use, called Annotate. And yeah, here's where I take notes of a lot of my videos, or a lot of videos that I take notes on, of course. Let me just give you an example. So for instance, yeah, I mean, I take a lot of notes on my own videos to publish them, to put them on the timestamps of YouTube. So like I use this one, and I really like it because there you go, it's loading. Because yeah, here you can 100% control the playback speed of things. I even have a plugin inside of YouTube to control the playback speed, which actually might be able to work inside of Loxic. I haven't experimented much with the Loxic way to take notes from YouTube videos, but yeah, I mean, if you are interested in this, I do have like some plugins that if you can embed this into whatever app that you use, you can use this one for increasing the speed of things much faster, and that could really just help you go faster through videos. And I also have it with a couple of shortcuts. So these for going faster, as you can see. Oh, it's not showing you. I'm so sorry. Yeah, here it is. So down here, you can just go really fast, or you can go slower. That's the idea. Yeah, but Yeah, if you guys are interested in that, I can definitely show you what I'm using for that because in general, just being on YouTube, being able to go faster, not as fast as 6 times faster, but like, being able to control the speed is something that I really enjoy doing, especially with shortcuts. Camera one, camera two. As I find some other comments, here I have all the comments, here I have everything for the live stream. Um, yeah, let's take a look. Oh no, Shitashi, are you not able to? Camera one? Are you not able to send links in the chat? That's really frustrating. I am thinking of ways in which we could have like I've been thinking about this for the live stream. Like whenever you want to share certain resources. Um, okay, yeah, probably by next live stream I'd be able to do something like that, like having a system where you can just like share all of the resources that you guys might have that you want to share. So yeah, I'll definitely try to solve that for next time because yeah, I didn't know the limitation that he had for being able to share links in the chat. So yeah, thanks for the idea. Actually, scene two. Let me just write that down in my notes in here. So there we go. So this is all gibberish from this point onward. But in here, I do want to have like a live stream, live chat. Yeah, there you go. And just having like certain ideas, like one be like have collaborative space to share links in the live stream. Yeah, for everyone to be able to share links. So that's definitely something cool. Camera two. Yeah, so this one's interesting. I've been waiting for Daybridge Calendar for so long and they still haven't released it. Yeah, so Daybridge, which one is that? Might have heard of it, but not really sure if I know. Daybridge. Oh yeah, so take a look. Like this was already kind of purple, so it means that I've checked it out. Daybridge. This sounds familiar. I don't think I've used it yet, but either someone mentioned it before. It's really cool. What is the advantage to you of using Daybridge compared to something like just Google Calendar or even just Morgan? It's pretty nice. Looks really advanced for time blocking in particular. Nice. Let's read this out loud with my assistant.
At Colinic, most of them are just to help get
Oh, it's
some
not
Notion
working.
features into Obsidian. My little sis is a Notion junkie lol. I am also working on one to mimic Ulysses' writing goals.
It did work, right? I couldn't hear it. That's really strange. But I think you heard the text to speech assistant, right? Really strange that I couldn't hear it. But yeah, so my little sister is a Notion junkie. Yeah, there's definitely tons of those. Yeah, so TypeScript is very similar, basically the same as JavaScript, with the addition of explicit declarations of return types for functions. Yeah, cool. I kind of get it, but yeah, I do like. I do not know exactly what it means declarations of return types from functions, but yeah, I mean, I definitely gotta do my research to try to understand it to make code less prone to JavaScript errors. Nice. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people do enjoy TypeScript. This is a good question. How to remain focused on studies on PC? So you're talking about like programming, learning programming? Probably the other guys might be able to give you a better answer than I could because, yeah, I'm not a programmer. Not really. Maybe one day. Script buddies crashes. So those sounds cool. Yeah. Convert to Notion junkie. So Colleen, I'd love to ask you, is Notion something that you use after like already using something like Obsidian? Like what has been your transition? Did you move from Obsidian to Notion? Or was Notion kind of like your main place to like getting started with these things? Because I had a hilarious I had a really funny poll that I made the other day. So scene two. Yeah, here it is. So like in the community, a tab. in YouTube, I actually had this hilarious like poll about like how many people have actually used Obsidian versus they feel like the relationship with sorry, not Obsidian, with Notion, that the relationship with it is complicated. And a lot of people ended up saying it's complicated. So it's really crazy. Like I use it, but it's not my main app. And it's interesting because Notion is really trying to sell the idea that it's kind of like your one-stop shop for everything. However, it seems like at least most of my audience is using it in conjunction with other apps. Of course, because I make more videos about Obsidian and Logseek, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. So if you haven't filled this up yet, there's 194 votes. That's really awesome. Definitely take a look. Go to my YouTube channel, to the community tab, and feel free to vote because I'd love to know what is your current relationship status with Notion. Serious, single, divorce, it's complicated, is your ex. So yeah, pretty funny. Camera 2. Okay, so I think you just mean like in general, like being focused, studying on your computer. Yeah, so if that's what you're after, I highly recommend the Pomodoro technique. So if you're not familiar with that, do I have it here? Oh man, no, it's in the wrong screen. I cannot show you that, but I have a Pomodoro timer. So the Pomodoro timer is just like, I'll say it right, Pomodoro. Pomodoro timer is a way to have a system to focus on different things at the time. So like the idea is that you focus for 25 minutes on one given task, then you take a 5-minute break, then you go back to the 25-minute focusing time. Yeah, and this can be like a double, like a two-way, how do you call this? Like a, I don't know how to say this, but anyway, two ways in which you can use it. You can actually use it to make sure that you take breaks, or you can actually use it to make sure that you focus for longer periods of time. I struggle with taking breaks. I mean, it sounds like I'm bragging, but like, yeah, sometimes I just work like crazy and I'm not being productive because I'm just obsessed. I'm just an obsessive kind of guy with certain things that I do. So for me, actually making sure that I take breaks is really useful. If you're looking for an app, there's definitely one called Tide that I really enjoy. Actually, I could show you. Let me just bring my cable. Camera 2. Be right back. So yeah, I just need to connect this thing real quick. So just give me a second. Number 1. You know how you know how USBs never connect the right way the first time? It's quite hilarious. Like you put the USB and you think it's gonna enter, right? But then it doesn't enter. And then you turn it around and you're 100% sure that you got it wrong this time. And then you go back and now it enters easily. USBs, man. I honestly think that that's why USB-Cs are not a bad idea at all. Because otherwise it's so annoying to deal with USBs. USB ports. But yeah. Let me see if I can. Yeah, okay, it's working perfect. So I'll share with you my phone right now. Let me see if that's working. There we go. Perfect. You can see my phone, right? So yeah, regarding like how to focus, this is an app that I really enjoy. Let me just unlock that. So it's called Tide, and it's really, really nice. And I use it for free. I'm pretty sure there must be some paid thing, but like I honestly haven't needed it. And what you do is you can set timers, so you can be like focus, and then well you can have some settings to improve like the way that the app works, particularly in Android. But it's up to you. It's just like so that your phone doesn't turn off and stuff like that. And here you can just start a 25-minute timer, which is pretty nice. I'm actually been thinking about like doing something like this where I just do my Pomodoros on a live stream and we focus together on whatever projects we're working with. So yeah, let me know if something like that would be interesting to you. That'd be really cool live streaming experience. But yeah, either way, after this is done, you're gonna have rest. So like right now you can exit. But yeah, after you're done with the 25 minutes, it's gonna actually tell you like you have a 5-minute break. You turn it on. This is how I wrote my dissertation or my thesis when I was doing my master's. So that was a pretty cool thing to do. Camera 1. yeah, let me actually know if there's anything else that you would like to see. Apps that I use in my phone for productivity and that kind of stuff. Ah, yeah, yeah. So no, thanks for the insights. Like, no, if you get flagged for it, then yeah, don't worry. I'll come up with a system next time to solve that. So yeah, the focus tips, like that thing about Pomodoros is one of the best tips that I have for you. I could definitely make a video on that though. Like that could be pretty useful. If I come up with anything else, I'll definitely let you know. Question. Okay, so let's see. Let's read this out loud.
Al Wimberley question. Do you sell both of your two courses bundled together for a cheaper price?
Oh, okay. So first, thank you so much for your interest in my courses. It really means a lot to me. That's how I managed to make a living. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, so like actually, let me just show you. If you go to my website here, you can see like the two courses that I have, right? So I have Obsidian and Logseq. And a lot of people have asked me, because a lot of people that are actually interested in Obsidian, my Obsidian course, are also interested in Logseq and the other way around. The reason why I don't bundle them is because my philosophy with the way that I sell my courses is that I always want to benefit those that buy it early on, right? So whoever like gets there first, they'll get it at a cheaper price. It's kind of like creating this idea of like loyalty to the people that buy it before everyone else. Right now, there's still kind of like cheaper prices that I want them to be. Like over time, I might make them more expensive. So like I'm always trying to benefit those that come early. And if I do a bundle, I've done a lot of the calculations, the math on the pricings and stuff. And if I do a bundle, I might end up having someone that maybe bought the Obsidian course early on, and then also bought the Luxy course as soon as it came out. And then I do a bundle for other people later on, then those loyal customers that bought earlier might be at a disadvantage price wise. So yeah, I don't really do the bundle. I don't really do discounts. So I hope you understand. That's kind of like the logic. I always try to benefit those that buy things early on. So if you buy it now, I guarantee you that you'll have the best price that you possibly could. So that's kind of like my philosophy about these things. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. But thanks for your question. Really means a lot. Let's see. What happened to your Arch system? So this is regarding Linux. I watched your stream with Danny and you were using, I think, Garuda Linux. Yeah, so I still use it. It's on my laptop. So this laptop right here still has Garuda Linux and it's pretty nice. I really enjoy it. Yeah, so like it's a pretty nice distro. I'm still using Garuda Linux. Seems like my computer was off. I was starting to have some troubles, like just in general, with my laptop being a bit old and just not really being as fast as this new computer that I bought. So if you can see, camera 2, like this is the new computer that I just bought. Is the new setup, and the reason why I didn't make it Linux is because yeah, a lot of the things that I want to do, especially like live streams, 3D artwork and that kind of stuff, they just kind of work a lot better in Windows, and there's a lot of things that are just not compatible in Linux, and I was getting kind of frustrated. However, I still enjoy my Linux setup. I love the shortcuts. I love the window manager situation. I mean, I can't really show you all that well, but like, yeah, like I have tons of really cool shortcuts in here, and whenever I want to use something like, this is a pretty ghetto way to show you things. But yeah, the idea is that here's where I do more of like coding stuff, because I have more advanced things in here that honestly in Windows are kind of a pain. But yeah, I did decide to go for Windows because yeah, like a lot of the things that I want to do, live streaming, 3D art, what else, like editing, like I do a lot of video editing as well. These are things that are just a lot more compatible inside of Windows. So yeah, I mean, I never really liked Windows, but right now I'm getting used to it, and thankfully there's some nice ways to make use of Windows without it being too annoying. Let's see what else we get. Yeah, so Shitashi and Minds are having a really cool conversation about like tips for programming and stuff like that. Hmm. What launcher is that? Do you mean for the if you're talking about Linux, I use the menu. Um, if you're talking about Windows, I use something called PowerToys, which is this launchers that I mean, if we're talking about the same thing, let me know if I didn't get right what you were saying. Notion is complicated for me. I love it, but found myself doing too much structuring and less work. I mostly use it for projects and studying algorithms for my first engineering job interviews. That's interesting. So, Colin, do you still use Notion or are you divorced of Notion? Do you not use it anymore? But yeah, I get you. Interesting. Yeah, so Notion I think is like a really difficult thing to get right because you can definitely make it way more complex than it should be. Um, but I do think it can also help us organize a lot of things in a very nice way that no other app can, unless you compare something like Airtable or even just spreadsheets. But like to me, Notion is spreadsheets on steroids. That's how I see it. I don't really see it as a general note-taking app. I think it's all about tables, all about databases for me. So yeah, like organizing, like I was showing you, even like a lot of things. Let me show you. So scene two, like I was saying before, like here's where I organize all the apps that I either want to try or projects that I want to take a look at. And being able to organize this in Obsidian and Logseq would just be a pain. So for me, Notion for doing things like this is just incredible. And then I can also just say like, okay, like for instance, this project that I'm really excited for, um, haven't had access yet. It's called Meta Project, really cool. It's similar to Ginkgo, so that's another app that I've used. And in order for me to show the relationship between them, I can just like type in here, whatever I want, and I connect it to another application, and that's how I can filter through things. I can use tags, the status of them, like apps that I need to try, that ones that I already use, the ones that I've tried in the past, stuff like that. So yeah, for me, Notion is a really powerful system. I am working on a Notion course. Um, yeah, I definitely want to see how many, like, I don't necessarily want to make a Notion course if most of you are not interested, but like, if you are, definitely check out, where is it? Here. Notion. Oh man, these URLs are so annoying. Like, I have to put a stupid P in order to share my courses, but yeah, either way. So yeah, I'm working on a Notion course. I still need to like improve like the sales pitch and so on. But if you're interested in a Notion course, any of you, definitely check this out. Sign up to the mailing list. Depending on this, I'll keep doing it. I've already started it, but I definitely want to see how many of you are actually interested in it, how many of you would actually benefit from it, and so on. Yeah, let's close some tabs, guys. This is too much. This is getting ridiculous. Cool. There we go. Camera one. Okay, so Colin, you moved out of Notion into Obsidian, right? So I moved to Obsidian for better linking and long-term notes. I write way more wait, I can't read. I write way more now and can use Kanban to manage projects and link out to research. Yeah, that's really cool, Colin. No, I get you. Like for longer term, I definitely think Obsidian is great. I personally still don't think Notion should be an like everything should go into Notion. I think Obsidian is better at a lot of things. Like you said, like linking and long-term notes. Way better to use Obsidian or Logseq actually. So yeah, Shitashi was asking Colin if he still uses it for studying, and then Colin says, "Still have massive databases in Notion full of algorithms questions with the solution hidden in a toggle." So yeah, I mean, that's what I use a lot of like Mochi for, and I think Mochi is a really cool system that I use for studying things like this. I've seen actually a lot of people using Notion for that purpose, but to me, Mochi, like, I absolutely love it, and I have to thank Shitashi for that because she mentioned it in a live stream, and that's how I found it. But Mochi is absolutely my favorite app for. Oh, why is he looking so weird? It's my favorite app for reviewing these things. I'll actually show you on the phone. I don't know why it's acting weird on the what am I saying? On the desktop. So yeah, let me just show you here. Can you see that? So yeah, this is just in general for anyone curious about like having a system for flashcards repetition. I don't know what happened. Mochi, did something happen to Mochi right now? Let's give it a second. He locked me out. That's so weird. Yeah, I was having that issue today with some things being logging me out of things, so I don't know what happened. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully everything will be fine with Mochi and we can we can make justice to how awesome it is. So let's just give it a second. Right now it's just syncing data, which just takes a little second. This is only because I was locked out. Oh man, so annoying. Let's leave that syncing because I do want to show you for those of you not familiar with Mochi. But in the meantime, let's tackle some other questions. Welcome, MR. Thank you for being here. Hey, new Obsidian discovered integration with Todoist, Devonthink, and Fantastical. Large learning curve, decided, figured out, folder, tags, and notes. Naming taxonomy is super important. Yeah, I mean, having like a nice system. To me, like having a system that is flexible enough is one of the best ways to make sure that, like over time the system improves rather than, like get stuck and like not being able to adapt to whatever workflow or projects you're working on. But that sounds like a really cool setup. So would your Obsidian course talk about these things? Already see you need a good taxonomy before you get lots of data in this. Yeah, so my Obsidian course hasn't covered this kind of stuff. It's definitely something I might do a separate course in the future or something like a workshop. So yeah, I mean, actually the best place right now that I have of this project coming up is the community that I was talking about. So like this is somewhere where we can actually talk about the more advanced PKM system. So if you're interested in this, definitely go to my website, santianger.com/community, and there you can go to the top bar and just go to community, and that will take you here. So yeah, if you're interested in this, is a pretty nice place where we discuss this kind of stuff. However, I will say a lot of this taxonomy, I covered my face, a lot of this taxonomy questions and like organization thing, in my experience, is a lot depending on like, trial and error. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I totally get you. Um, Collins, I feel bad for asking this on Santa Stream, but where can I reach you? Yeah, no, go ahead. I mean, I'm happy to connect people, so don't feel bad about this. Yeah, definitely. Like, feel free, Colin, to share your Twitter or whatever you wanted here. Like, honestly, it's not a problem for me. I'm more than happy to be able to connect people and help them network. So yeah, super excited about that. So don't feel bad about that. Shitashi says,
Santi, where do you see Obsidian in the next 5 years? Do you think going the venture capital route later down the line would depreciate the value, or help get the app to a mainstream audience?
that's a great question. Because right now it still feels like a very independent app, doesn't it? By the way, Mochi loaded, but I'll show you that later because I don't want to get distracted. This is a great question. So where do I see Obsidian in the next 5 years? I honestly haven't thought that much about it. So let me just do some quick thinking. um, yeah, this is interesting. I honestly, it's hard to tell, like, will it go mainstream? I honestly don't know if Obsidian will ever go fully mainstream because I think, like, for those of us that are kind of like more tech savvy, more like, like less afraid of computers and less afraid of figuring different apps out, um, like figuring apps out, I think Obsidian doesn't feel that daunting. But for the average user, I've had a lot of people actually telling me that they feel that Obsidian is very daunting and scary. So if they go down the line, like you said, like venture capital, going more mainstream, having more resources and money, will they try to dumb it down, make it easier, more accessible, or will they actually just keep for like the target audience that they have right now, which is kind of like people that are somewhat tech savvy or at least willing to be a bit more tech savvy? I always have mixed views on this because I don't think, like compared to something like Emacs or Vim, I still feel Obsidian is pretty accessible. But I've had a lot of people actually saying that they find Obsidian quite daunting. So I don't know. What do you guys think? This is a great question. Like, I honestly don't know if Obsidian in the future will try to make things way more accessible, way like more, even less flexible. Because one thing that makes people scared about Obsidian is how it's a black canvas, you know. So yeah, I don't know. It's a great question. Let's see what else we got. Ah, what launcher is that on your phone? Yeah. So sorry about that. So on my phone, I'm actually using something called, and by the way, this is Mochi, but I'll show you that in a second. It's something called O Launcher. So if I actually just click in this, let me see. There you go. So it's called O Launcher, that thing at the top, because you know, like the default one is called One, like that's the one that it comes with Android. But I have this one called O Launcher. It's just a nice app that you have in the App Store, in the Google Play Store. This is for Android. I don't know if it exists in iPhone, probably not. But it's really nice because you just scroll up and it feels very Linuxy, doesn't it? Like it feels like Linux. You just like, instead of having icons for everything, you just search for whatever you need. So Mochi, there you go. And yeah, this is Mochi that I was showing you a second ago. So yeah, that's the idea. Really cool. Oh, launcher. That's the question. Or that's my answer. Cool, guys. You have so many cool questions. I definitely want to keep tackling them. Let me just take a little bathroom break because otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna have to like stay here wanting to go to the bathroom. So it's just better if I just go now. So yeah, be right back. Literally 2 minutes. Ask any questions that you might have. I'll be back in a second. Let me actually leave you with some nice music. So let's just crank up the music a bit, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute myself. So if I forget to unmute myself later, definitely let me know. Be right back. All right, we're back. Perfect. Thanks for your patience. I always appreciate it. Big shout out to my girlfriend Grace, that is watching the live stream on the other room. You're awesome. She was like, "Good luck in your bathroom break." But yeah, so let's keep tackling this question, guys. So let's see. Oh, this is super exciting. So the "what you see is what you get" feature is on the way. So that is really exciting. That's really cool. I was just thinking a second ago, I was gonna show you Mochi. I'll just, for those of you not familiar, I'll just give you a quick a quick walkthrough of what it is because I really love it. It's for learning anything that you might want to learn. Let me actually remove this, be right back screen, and let's remove this. So yeah, Mochi, amazing, amazing app. Today I already did my learning, and it's just flashcards, you know. So like the idea is that you learn all these type of things. I already did mine today, and I've been really good at it, like not skipping any days. I have it learning for like tons of different things right now. Like Italian, for instance, that I have shown this in the past. So like if you guys are interested in this and you have questions about this, um, one of the coolest things about Mochi is that you can actually do the bi-directional links, backlinks, or just like double square bracket links, and that's really really powerful. I mean, I've talked about this in the past, and I actually made a video about it. Definitely check it out in my channel if you're interested, because I think it's a nice one. I mean, this app is just super cool. I've talked to the creator. He actually came in the live stream one day. Those Some of you were there. Yeah, really cool. Like this app right here, the best flashcard app for learning. So yeah, let me just share that with you because I think a lot of you would really benefit from this app. It's super underrated. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Cool. Can you show us how your workflow with Mochi, maybe the whole process between learning something and then actually creating the cards, and when and how you review them? Yeah, so Mochi is incredible. Can't recommend it enough. I'll get back to your questions, but first, big shout out to Grace, who just did she did an awesome super chat. Truly appreciate it. Grace is my girlfriend. She's in the next room. That is so cool. I really hope she didn't use my card for that because my card is registered on that computer over there, so she might have used my card. In which case, I still appreciate it. She gives a shout out to Grace. That's awesome. But yeah, Grace, you're awesome. I love that sticker. How is it going? That's so much fun. I definitely want to experiment more with like the different stickers that we can use. In the chat, you guys can probably see it. That's so cool. I did not use your card. Oh, that's even better. Thank you so much, Grace. Grace, if you have any questions, if you want to become famous in the live stream, even if you want to join, feel free to come to the room. She's in the other room. By popular demand. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's do a poll. Do you want my girlfriend, Grace, to come to the live stream? Yes, no. Okay, let's see. If the people say that you should come, you're gonna have to come. Can we ask Grace questions? Of course you can. Say yes in the poll, and if by pressure, like if she just feels pressured to come, then she'll definitely come, or I'll force her. At least to say hi, you know. Can you share the link to the launcher if possible? So it's called. I mean, it's kind of tricky to share it from my phone, but like it's called All Launcher. So just try to check in the App Store for All Launcher. I'll at least like let me see if I can find it, maybe in here. By the way, I haven't forgotten the question about like Mochi. I'll definitely come back to that. All Launcher, is it this one? It just looks like a circle. It's not this one. I don't know why it's not appearing. You know what? Send me a message to Twitter or my email or whatever, and I'll try to link it to you from my phone, because right now it's kind of tricky. Look at that. We have 86% yes in the poll for Grace to come, and very few people are saying no. Who is saying no? Either way, so tackling a bit of the question about Mochi. Show us your workflow with Mochi. So yeah, like the idea is that with Mochi, I just like kind of collect a lot of, like, for instance, learning a language. I just collect a lot of phrases like on websites or like notes that I have on different phrases, different ideas, or maybe I'm watching a show and I want to learn certain, new vocabulary or sentence. Then I just literally drop it here inside of Mochi, because it feels like a note-taking app. So I actually bring it all directly to Mochi, and then if it's like something that I want to already start practicing, then I just leave it active. Otherwise, if it's still a draft, you can archive deck at the very top. It's kind of tricky to show you. There you go, archive deck. Yeah, there you go. That's the idea. But yeah, if you have any more questions about Mochi, I'll definitely love to tackle them. Guys, we have so many questions that I skipped when I went to the bathroom, so I'm really sorry. You guys know about the perfect margins. And this isn't daunting unless you. Yeah, okay. Obsidian isn't daunting unless you want to use all the features. Yeah, I completely agree. And Obsidian just create new nodes and links. Yeah, so really cool things in here. If I miss any of your questions, feel free to repost them. Actually, if you can put something like question or tag me at the beginning of something that you might have had, a question that I didn't check, let me know. If not, I can always try to come back. But yeah, there's quite a few things that I didn't get to I didn't get to answer, so I'm really sorry. Oh no, Grace is saying maybe next time, but we have so many people saying here. Let me go talk to her 1 second. If she doesn't want to, I won't insist that much, but let me just see if she wants to, okay? Be right back. Be right back. You sure? Okay, she's coming. I convinced her. All right, come here. Just say hello. Maybe just sitting here. All right, awesome. So yeah, it's great having Grace here. She was in the other room watching the live stream. So if you guys have any questions, this is Grace. Um, Actually, she kind of started helping me recently with some parts of the business, like helping me organize certain things. Here's the camera, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, certain things about like the business that we're running, or like the courses and stuff like that. So she's actually been my part-time assistant. So she's part of the Younger Corp, and
Santi Inc. I thought it was.
yeah, Santi Inc. or Younger
Yeah.
Corp. Peer pressure. Hashtag girlfriend.
Oh, peer pressure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, if you have any questions for Grace, let me know. Let me see if we can tackle something together. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So you gave me a super chat. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That was so awesome. I really thought you were using my card. That's
No, listen, I
That's
used
really
my own card.
That's really nice of you. Okay, here's a question for you by Shitashi. So,
Ooh.
hello, Grace. Does Santi recommend any apps for you to use? Go
For
ahead.
me.
Take the chair.
Wow.
Yeah.
So much power.
Wait. We need to get you lower because you're tiny.
I can stand up.
There you go. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Santi actually recommended, what's it called? Amazing Marvin,
Yeah.
which is like a, I don't know, like a checklist
Task
kind
manager.
of task management app. And he very kindly, he won like a lifetime membership from like I think it was like a Twitter competition.
Yeah.
And he very kindly gave me his lifetime membership. So now he's paying for Marvin and I get to use it for free because it's a bit expensive. But
Yeah.
I use it all the time and I track all of my tasks and all of the work I do for Santi as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so Boyan has another question.
Oh yeah.
So she moved to
South America.
South America. Yeah, I think that's why I have it here. I was like, Do I live in Yeah, so to South America, yeah, to Ecuador from England, and I bet it's a bit of a culture shock. So yeah, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was at first. I first came to Ecuador in 2016. I don't know whether to
Yeah.
look at you in the computer.
Yeah.
There's lots going on in the computer screen.
Yeah. I'll keep track of the chat, and you just look at the camera. When you...
Okay. In 2016, and when I studied here, so yeah, there's obviously loads of different things like getting used to the language, to Espanol, and just like the different people. But in general, like in Ecuador, like everyone's really friendly. Like people are really nice and they're usually quite forgiving I think when they see like a gringa, like someone that's not from Ecuador, then they're just always impressed if you can actually speak Spanish. So yeah, I think they always appreciate you doing that. But yeah.
That's really cool. Mine has like a really cool one. So yeah, he found the launcher that we were talking about. Hello, Grace. How does it feel? How does it feel living with a productivity guru?
Wow, I mean, I have to worship at his feet every morning for half an hour or I don't get breakfast. No, it's very helpful. Like he has lots of tips. I've definitely like streamlined my laptop with various like shortcuts and things. I think my favorite one at the moment is like
Alfred.
No, well, I love Alfred, but when you can do like a shortcut and have like your email address just written out. So I do like @GP.
So that's
my name.
that's a text expander. So like for instance, if I write Do I have something that's not private? Wait, let me see. Well, no, my email that I always give. Yeah. So like if I show you here, for instance, and I have like I'll just type it in here. Yeah, and I just type at sy. That's my email. So it just kind of expands things automatically like that. Yeah. So it's really cool. Like I have a few other ones that of course I can. Yeah, like even shortcuts for like whenever I can never type, unfortunately. So I just have like colon or semicolon. What is this called?
Semicolon.
Semicolon UNF. Oops, that didn't work. UNF. Oh wow. I know it's UN. I know it's UNF set. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that types unfortunately UNF set, and that just types unfortunately because I always misspell that one, or like shortcuts to, yeah, this is a better idea, like to links. So yeah, when I type Obsidian Santi Younger, it just takes to my Obsidian course. So stuff like that. So yeah, I've definitely set up a few for Grace. Yeah, Expanso, that's it. Shitashi knows it. That's the one that we use. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you have like 8 email addresses like Santi does, it gets useful.
Yeah. Grace Marvin workflow. When?
When? Why? How? Where? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand either, but like, no, yeah. I mean, maybe just say like
my workflow.
What do you use? What do you do in Marvin?
Yeah, so for Marvin, what I love most is the time tracking, and just being able to see like what I've done and when, and also it has like the built-in timers. What's it called? Pomodoro.
Time tracking.
Time tracking and Pomodoros, so that Pomodoros.
Yeah.
Butchering the
Pomodoro.
word. Yeah, so like using that, and I use like the main list a lot, and then have my different projects so that I can see like what tasks are in what projects, and just work from there. It's very helpful when I'm working for Santi.
So yeah, actually, Boyan says, so what he meant was like a video of Grace's workflow in Marvin. So yeah, we'll have to see that because she uses Marvin quite a lot. I always forget. Yeah, the camera's there. So she uses Marvin quite a lot. And yeah, so for time tracking, like, she helps me with part-time stuff, and she kind of time tracks like how much work she's done on the day. So yeah, Marvin is surprisingly good at time tracking. It's a pretty nice experience. I might show you. But yeah, so no, if you there was another question for you. Let's see, and then I'll let you go if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I'm sure that Santi's made you a Vim user. So she's very familiar with Vim. She knows what Vim is because I always talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I haven't used it. Like, I think Santi went really crazy about probably a couple of years ago with like Linux and doing everything on the Ranger, and like went proper like looked like a programmer in the Matrix or something. And so I was like, I'm just going to leave you to it while I use my Microsoft Word document. So no, I never got into Vim. Like, it does look useful, especially because I use Obsidian as well sometimes. But maybe that is a lesson for another day.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone give an applause to Grace. Thank you for being here. We might make a video together some other time.
All right.
But no, thank you so much. You're awesome.
Awkward.
Okay, careful. Yeah, thank you. All right, that was fun. Nice, that was fun. Did you enjoy that? Is the music too low now? I don't even know. Maybe that's fine. Yeah, okay, so awesome. No, thanks Grace for being here. Like, that's so cool of you. She probably is on the other room watching this, or maybe not anymore from the cringe. But yeah, that was awesome. Guys, you have some really good questions, and I appreciate you treating her nicely. So yeah, I mean, actually a couple of things that I was reading that I didn't get to tackle. So yeah, you were talking about Text Expander, Alfred, and Hazel, the 3 apps that make it painful to not be on my computer and on someone else's. I agree, like whenever you have so many parts of your workflow that they just like, if you're in someone else's computer, you're really missing. For me, like even in Windows, I've never been a fan of Windows, but now that I am in Windows, being able to use this launcher for opening anything is invaluable. Like as you can see, like I don't have anything. My desktop is 100% clean. I hate it when people just use their desktop as a place to just dump everything. So it's really annoying. Like when I see other people's computers that they just have like so many files on their desktop, or yeah, like a text expander. Spelling unfortunately is a super specific use case. Yeah, it is. It is. That's hilarious. Keyboard Maestro. Yeah, so like the Windows equivalent or a very similar one is AutoHotkey, and that one I use, so it's pretty nice. Bless your heart. That's awesome. Yeah, it makes you feel crippled to not have them. No, I 100% get you. Like to not have all the apps that you need. Awesome. By the way, Santi, how did you get this? How did you get the side swap? Bad. I couldn't find anything in the settings. Ah, okay. You're talking about the Android thing. Yeah, I'll answer the other question, but first I'll tackle this. So, MR, I'm going for your question because it's a good one. But no, regarding what Minds is saying about like the my phone. So like, if you go up, that's where you can actually just like like write and find the apps. But this thing on the sidebar is something specific to Android. So this is actually something separate. I don't know why Mochi disappeared from here a second ago. So yeah, in here it's just like a nice little what is it called? I would like to know what it's called because that could be useful in case you want to look for it. But yeah, here I have all my apps, and you can just like assign whichever you want. Let me just try to find Mochi. The only annoying thing is you can't search for names, but that's a big pain. Let me just see if I can find Mochi real quick. There it is. So yeah, now you can even have 2 rows, but like that's super useful because that's how I can also access things. Something specific for yeah, it's called the apps Edge. I don't know if it's for every Android setup or if it's just Samsung. This is a Samsung S8. It's a really old phone, but I'm sure if not, there might be equivalents to this. So yeah, definitely take a look if you can. Okay, yeah. So MR is saying, I'm assuming you have a Stream Deck down there. Yes, I do. So actually, the only problem with the Stream Deck right now that I have is that the cord is a bit too short because my computer. Let me show you. So camera two. There you go. So let me just try to get you a bit closer. So yeah, there you go. So like, here's my Stream Deck. Let me actually move this here so that you can still hear me. And here's my Stream Deck. But as you can see, the cable is really short because it needs to go all its way around to the computer over there. And I actually have it with like some, you can't really see, but like it's like some cable stuff to make the cables look less ugly. So yeah, I mean, I can't really move it all that much, which is always a pain. So I'm definitely trying to look at an expander. But yeah, this is how I actually change from scene to scene. This is how I go back, like I press different buttons. Wait, that was terrible. I can't show you. Yeah, so like whatever button I press, it changes to the different scenes. So that's useful, of course, for the live stream. But I also have other things where like it's kind of hard to show you. Yeah, there you go. So like I have things specific to Google Chrome. And if I want to open something like, I don't know, like an application, my Mind in there, which is this app that I use for bookmarking. That's how I do it. And yeah, like YouTube, and it opens there, as you can see. So yeah, I have tons of things in here that are super useful for opening different apps, workflows for different applications, and it's just kind of an easier way to have a lot of shortcuts because I use shortcuts like crazy. I'm addicted to shortcuts, and having the Stream Deck, such a cool thing. Now, there's a new Stream Deck that is a bit nicer, but this was the old one, and it's still pretty nice. Like, the only problem is like the cable. That is the only problem. The other one comes with USB-C and is removable, so you could replace it for a longer one. However, yeah, just like I just need to expand it with like something, you know, like one of these USBs, extenders as it's called, I think. Camera one. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. The camera is a bit too low now. When Grace came by. There you go. Cool, there you go. Andrew phone. I need my phone to be dumber than me. iPhone user here. That's hilarious. Oh man, can I just save your comment? That's just like hilarious. I'm just gonna save your comment. Yeah, that is definitely worth saving. Sometimes when someone says something really cool, I just rather save it in here. Just gonna delete all of this. Yeah, anyway. That's hilarious, yeah. Abs Edge. Yeah, that was the name of it, I think. You got the small stream deck. Yeah, you're right. There's a larger one. Has a removable cord. Yeah, so does the new stream deck. Like there's a same size of this one, but it's with removable. I had to upgrade. Yeah, I get you. To reach mine. Yeah, and same. Like for me, like camera 2. Camera 2. There you go. Like I still have to go kind of like all the way here. Of course, like a first world problem because it's not that bad. But yeah, I would like to have it here, you know, like just being able to control it from here so that whenever I'm kind of even leaning back, I don't really have to go all the way there. That's a bit of an annoyance. I just need to extend it with a cable. Oops, right now it just tangled. Man, cables are the worst, aren't they? Like I'm trying to deal with everything I have. I have like 9 USB ports for everything. One for this camera, one for this camera, Stream Deck, keyboard. Thankfully mouse is Bluetooth. By the way, this mouse is hilarious, look at that. Camera 1. Camera 1. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like it. It's like to hold it like this. I love it. It's really cool. It's very cheap as well. It's like only $10. Speed cord and I have 9 cord. That sucks. Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely need to get something to extend it, but it needs to be USB 3, otherwise it's too slow. The exact same model. That's so cool. Yeah, like stream decks are amazing. You know, of course I use it for this live stream, but I also use a lot of the voice activated commands. You know, the camera 1, camera 2. There you go, camera 1. Camera 1. I have some funny things like if I say sorry. Sorry.
No worries, boss. We are all good.
That is usually after I go to something like scene 2. Scene 2. And then I say, scene 1, please.
That's better. You got to say please.
Sorry.
No worries, boss. We are all good.
So I could do certain things like that with the Stream Deck, but I have another app that I really enjoy called Voice Attack that helps me do stuff like that. Either way, let's see what else you guys have in the comments. Oh wait, I forgot to answer to this one. Will you make a video about RemNode? Actually, let me write that down. I don't know why I haven't done a video on RemNode yet. Scene 2. Scene 2. So here I have like a content creation. Like I have jokes for videos. I write a lot of jokes. Although I need to use them a bit more. And then in here I just have like requested videos, things that people have asked me. I honestly need to compile a lot more. Like people ask me a lot of things that I always forget to write down, but like I'm trying to get better. So definitely a RemNode video. Something to do that I should definitely do. And this is for YouTube, so let's just tag it like that. And this is the kind of stuff that I use a lot of Notion for, but RemNode is pretty nice. I actually used it for a while. I need to get better at making reviews or like videos about apps when I'm excited about them, because every now and again I just find a deal breaker and I stop using it. RemNode, I mean, I just preferred Obsidian and Logseek, and I also preferred Anki at the time. And now with Mochi, I'm pretty happy. I can't live with the stock iPhone. I'm still on iOS 13 for my jailbreak. No way. Yeah, I mean, I haven't used iPhone for ages. Thanks a lot. I found another app called Edge Screen, but it's still dope. Ah, perfect. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Oh, this sounds like an interesting one. Let's just read that out loud.
MRFI, there is a foot switch you can use to enact actions with Keyboard Maestro. So you could change camera angles with the foot pedals. Isn't head of the Stream Deck smile?
That's really cool. I haven't heard of that. I mean, I've always wondered something like that existed, you know, like being able to control parts of your computer or like a stream or stuff like that with your feet. Sounds really cool to me, you know, like for instance, just being able to hold control, you know, like with your foot. Sounds like a really cool stuff. Like something that I've been thinking about, being like, instead of having to always reach out with my pinky finger to the control key, being able to do that with with a foot control. That'd be badass. I don't know if you know about any specific model or something, because that could be something really cool to do. I mean, right now I do have quite a nice setup that I'm pretty happy with, but maybe in the future that could be quite nice to do. Yeah, I think I'm just solving this cube. Sorry, I got distracted. Camera 2. Let me show you. I'm gonna solve it. Well, I mean, I'm midway through there. Oh, maybe next time for next live stream, I would like to put like a counter that I can show you how fast I can solve a Rubik's Cube and try to break records and stuff like that. That could be quite fun. Yeah, I need a better angle for that, but yeah, it's solved. Camera 1. There you go. Anyway, do the monitors not have USB inputs? No, they don't. They actually don't, and that's a frustration. That could be really useful, but no, that'd be great. When my eyes, oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, sometimes jailbreak could be better than the original. I kind of stopped hacking things, to be honest. Like in the past, I used to jailbreak and stuff like that. I don't do that anymore. But yeah, like in an iPhone, it's pretty nice to be able to do something like that. I just haven't had an iPhone in ages, to be honest. What are your thoughts on Remnode and Dynalist compared to Logseek? Compared to Logseek, I think the fact that Logseek has, yeah, if you don't mind, I'm just feeling like solving this thing, so I'm just gonna solve this while I answer your questions. If you guys have more questions, let me know. I find it super relaxing to solve the Rubik's Cube. But yeah, either way. So Logseek, to me, the big advantage that Logseek has that Remnode doesn't is the fact that it's local files. So, you know, just the fact that you can own your nodes and have them for longer term, that to me is the biggest thing. Now, in the past, it's definitely been a huge thing, the fact that Remnode has like flashcards built into it. Like, to me, that's Remnode's biggest strength. I think, well, Logseek is trying to do something kind of similar. Like, there's no a way in which you can practice flashcards inside of Logseek, but it's still like Remnode is better at flashcards in my opinion. And I'd rather just use a dedicated app for flashcards, to be honest. Like, I think it's a lot better to just have something dedicated for flashcards. Yeah, talking and solving cube is not always the easiest, but it's a nice little mental challenge. Almost done. There we go. Ta-da! Cool. I don't need flashcards personally. Yeah, if you don't, then maybe like Logseek would be more than enough for you, because I think Remnode is really good if you do need a lot of flashcards or if that's something that you like. But if you don't, I think Logseek is better in a lot of ways. I'm scrolling up because there's some things I didn't answer before. Yeah, I mean, I think we covered most things. Either way. What about Dynalist? So I've checked out Dynalist, but I've never used it for extended periods of time. So honestly, I don't really have that many opinions on it. It's cool that it was created by the same creators of Obsidian, but I haven't used it for extended periods of time. And that is because I'm pretty happy with Logseek as an outliner and Obsidian as a note taker, you know. Water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
Cool. But yeah, Dynalist is definitely something I could maybe make a video about. I really don't know where Dynalist is at in the priorities of like the Obsidian people, because you know, the developers of Obsidian have been really focused on Obsidian. I have heard some people saying that Dynalist hasn't been maintained as much, but I honestly don't know, so I don't really want to like put Dynalist down. Let's just check the website real quick, because I'm honestly curious of how they promote Dynalist. A lot of people are really wanting for Obsidian to become an outliner, and honestly I kind of agree, but I also see why it's not necessarily just an outliner, whereas Dynalist is just an outliner. But to me, Logseek already covers all of the usefulness that this has. And like personally, I like Amazing Marvin and things like Todoist, which is a very similar one to Amazing Marvin, for task management. So I don't really use Loxic for tasks. Neither do I use Obsidian for tasks. So yeah. Pricing. How much does Dynalyst cost? $8 a month. It's interesting how their like model for Dynalyst is very different from the one in Obsidian. Well, let's see. Actually, okay. So it might actually be quite similar because it seems like you could use it for free. So you do have unlimited items, which is great because if not, of course, that'd be a big reason to want to upgrade. But unlimited is always incredible because you can use all these things. But then in the Pro plan, you have, of course, everything in free, and you also have a Google Calendar integration. So it seems like a lot of the focus for this is for task management. So yeah. I mean, one could say that, for instance, something like Loxic is also applicable for task management. I used it for a while as a task manager, but I did find some limitations from my workflow. But it's not a fault that, Loxic has. It's not a limitation of Loxic necessarily. It's more the way that I think I much rather use something like a dedicated task manager like Todoist or Amazing Marvin. Yeah. Shubham, Santi bro, what's up, man? Good to see you. I love you, Santi. This is my cousin. What's up? I love you too. How are you? I'm doing great, thank you. So good to see you. But I had to start the migration to Obsidian. Yeah, so like drafts, am I wrong or is that just for Mac only? Like that's definitely a frustrating part of that. Like for me, like if I were to just use something like a Mac and that I want to move to Windows, then you definitely need to migrate tons of things. I don't know if that's the case for you, but either way, always like moving things from one place to the other is always frustrating. What are your thoughts on Notion as a task manager? That's a great question. Yeah, so like, regarding using Notion as a task manager, I did use it for a while and it was just my dedicated task manager for a while. But it was definitely something that I don't think it has that many limitations. Like, I think it's pretty powerful. And if you follow Agus Bradley's PPV system, as he calls it, is really cool. So, yeah, if you go to my website, let me show you. Yeah, there we go. So, like, I do have Agus Bradley. I wrote a really kind of like long blog post with my notes on Agus Bradley's system. Let's just see if that pops up. If not, I'll just scroll down. There it is. So yeah, like if check this out. Like this is pretty cool. I can actually link this to you if you're interested because this is the best way to actually create a task manager system inside of Notion. Of course, I do recommend that you go to Agus' channel and you check out everything that he's doing there. Like he has a lot of videos, but in here is just kind of like my notes that I took on his videos because this was mostly for my own purpose, but I thought it could be useful for others. And a lot of people have actually enjoyed my notes that I've taken on there. It's mostly like timestamp notes. So as you can see, it's just like skipping to different sections, or in general, you can just like search for something, weekly review. Here it is. So which one is on weekly reviews? That one, that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're gonna use Notion as a task manager, I think this is the best system that you can have. My problem with Notion is that it gets too complex too quickly. Like it's just so much work to actually make it work. And like if you want to update a little something, like certain aspect of like how your system works, personally, I would have to go through like, let me just give you an example. Let me actually show you. It might be better. So scene 2. There we go. So yeah, if we go to, where is it? Like, I think I have it in dashboard. I don't think I have any sensitive information here. I think it should be fine. But yeah, like for instance, here I have tons of different projects, and these projects are actually embedding things from the master list of tasks. I still kind of have this, like I still kind of use it sometimes for certain projects, especially when it's collaboration. Like I was telling you, Grace, my girlfriend, is helping me with certain organization projects of the business and stuff like that, so sometimes we write it here. But yeah, if I have certain things in the Obsidian course that I want to do, then like filtering this thing, like there's tons of filters I have in here, and if I change my workflow, I have to go through every project and update that. So I don't know if that makes sense, but like the complexity of it can get pretty overwhelming because the blank canvas, you're designing your own system, which has its pros, of course, because then is very custom tailored for you, but it can also become pretty overwhelming and a lot of maintaining to do. Yeah, this is another good point. So tasks in Notion don't delete automatically because they're pages. This means you'll have to do it yourself. Yep, that's another good point. I mean, you can filter them and then they're kind of like not there anymore, but they're still there. So yeah, I mean, if that's an annoyance for you, that could be a deal breaker. Like maintenance stuff. Yeah, like if you want to update your system and you want to change it quite a lot, then yeah, Notion is gonna be a lot of work to do that. Andrew, love your streaming setup. So cool. Thank you so much. Have tons of little fancy things that I've been working on, like water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
Have you ever tried Craft? I've heard of it. I haven't tried it. Remind me, is it Mac only? Craft app, scene 2? I just searched for Craft. Create amazing documents. Let's give it a second. I don't know what it says though. Fresh take on documents. Okay, so it's Mac only. Yeah, no, I haven't tried it. I did have a Mac, but I never really liked the idea of using apps that are Mac only because, especially me using Linux and now moving to Windows, I was never locked into the Mac ecosystem, so I didn't really want to depend on apps that are Mac only. It does look really cool though, like a very visual and nice way to write. So no, I haven't tried it unfortunately. Does look awesome. Oh man, it always makes me jealous when Mac has like such cool apps that I don't have access to. Never going to Windows again. Yeah, I used to say that, to be honest. I was always saying like, yeah, Windows is worse, I'll never touch it again. And here I am. But yeah. Notion is great, super customizable with its Lego block-like structure, but it encourages busy work, which I just don't have time for. Yeah, and that was what we were saying earlier, like a lot of maintenance. How often do you do these live streams? Okay, perfect question. Maybe some of you are already familiar with this, but if not, feel free to go to santiyounger.com. Let me just move my face out of the way, and you can go up here and go to live streams, and then here is gonna tell you if I'm live streaming, and if not, when the next live stream is coming. So the next one is gonna be next Tuesday at 10 a.m. in my time zone. Of course, the cool thing about this is that it shows you in your time zone, so that way you can know exactly when. And here it's gonna tell you as well. There's a countdown. Right now it's broken because like, you know, that is just like considering this live stream, and we've been live streaming for 2 hours. So it kind of gets confused with that. But yeah, it definitely shows you countdown until the next live stream. And then you can add this to your Google Calendar if you want to. So if you click in here, let me actually show you. Let me just see if it shows you my private calendar, or yeah, it does. So let me just show you my test calendar if I can. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I spent quite a while trying to figure that out. Yeah, okay, I can't show you because unfortunately just... Okay, I might be able to show you a bit. So yeah, if you click here, it adds this live stream to your Google Calendar. So when you click on that, it's just gonna add it as an extra calendar inside of your calendar. And now here you have like a nice little toggle where you can see where the next live stream is gonna happen, you know? And I just keep adding them every time, but like right now I'm experimenting with this time. If it keeps working, I might stick to it, but if not, I might change. And if it changes, the best way is adding it to your calendar. That way you have it optimized for yourself and you know in your time zone at what time it is. And if not, you can always just go to here, santiyounger.com/livestream. Let me just link that to you there. And yeah, and here, for instance, this is the current live stream that we're doing right now. So yeah, there you go. And also, like, if you do have like YouTube notifications, you know, hit the bell button and all that crap, all this crap. Then YouTube should also notify you, because I do kind of like have the next live stream on the line like a few days before, so that way you can also know. That's just my experience. Now it feels pretty streamlined. Yeah, Notion can definitely be pretty nice. I honestly use it a lot more for certain projects, as well as for... Let's just stop this crazy thing. Either way, do hit the bell thingy if you want to be notified for next live streams as well. That's always useful. Yeah, no, like I was saying, like Notion is pretty nice for a lot of things, and I honestly still use it quite a lot for a lot of things, and I like it a lot. It's just for task management. I'm really happy with my other systems. I'm definitely gonna be making a video on Amazing Marvin, which is the one that I use. I really, really like it. So yeah, that video should be coming soon. What about Notion and book management things, Santi? Yeah, that's a good question. So mine was asking on the previous live stream about like how to manage all the books that he has. So like for instance, if we go to Notion, let me just try to give you an example. I think I have something, films to watch, I think it's called. Let me just check. Let's give it a second. This is the annoying thing about Notion. It takes a little second to load. So the way that you can manage books is pretty similar to how you can manage, like films like I do, So here's like films to watch, to rewatch. And I have like a little... Oh man, where is it? So I had a little gallery view. Did I delete that? Or maybe did I restart this? Let me just check. Films to watch. Is it this one? Oh man, that's so annoying. Like I think I was changing this workflow. But either way, like I do have like this gallery view. Let me just show you. Maybe in my website it makes more sense. Yeah, so something like this, So what you can do is you can have a table of all the different books, and then you can add an image to each one of them, and you can create these gallery views, and that's how you can have like a cover, and then you can have more information on them. So, I mean, maybe I could give you an example because I don't really have something like that in place right now. However, I do have like a lot of, well, not a lot, but a few book notes that I would like to share. So like, yeah, that could be definitely something nice to do in Notion in my website, like book summaries and the books that I like, books that I read, and so on. But yeah, either way, let me show you. So if you do / inline table, here you can have, let's just like, for now, let's just call it books, right? And in here, I just have a bit of a standard where I just like, if it's a table, I just like do these symbols at the beginning, at the end. Let's just put random books in here. So the subtle art of not giving up. If you haven't read this book, is one of my favorites. And here we can just like put the author, and this is by Mark Manson. Another great book is Letters to a Young Poet. This is by Rainer Maria Rilke. So, you can organize things by author and so on. And then what I recommend doing is you can add more things, I don't know, you could have like page length, and then you can have something like number, and then in here let's just make things up. This is like 300 pages, so on. So yeah, whenever you open something here, you can see author, page length, and what's really cool is that you can like reference rate link database, and then in here let's just do books. There you go. And now in here what I can do is I can actually add a gallery view. So let's create that. And now we can actually add images. So for instance, something that we can do now is if we go here and let's just do the subtle art. I'm not giving an F. Yeah, here's the book cover. So now we can just copy that book cover. Just gonna copy that. And now I'm gonna paste it here. There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can actually put it as a cover. You can put it as an attachment. I think it's a lot easier to just put it there. And then when you go to properties, you can take it from there, So right now it's taking card preview from page content. You can also do it from page cover, or if you have an attachment, you can do it from there, and then you can fit image so that it fits nicely. Let me just search the other book that I had, Letters to a Young Poet. There you go. Oh man, where's the cover that I like? This one I like. Man, this book is one of my favorites by far. And then in here, oh man, my my shortcut thing is going crazy. It's just pressing several keys at the time. Let me just reset it. Yeah, it's kind of flawed right now. Never mind. Either way, yeah, so we can just like paste that in there. And now as you can see, that should load that in there in a second. Let's just give it a second. There you go. So now you have like this nice system for just showing like books, and you can actually in properties, you can have something like page length, author, that is going to display in there. And from there, you can do more advanced things such as filter by particular authors, by particular topic, like maybe here we can do topic, and maybe we could do this one on modern philosophy, which is what I like to call this type of books. Let's make that a tag. Yeah, like that. actually maybe multi-select, because we might actually add more topics, you know. And then this one is, let's call it poetry, but also philosophy. There you go. Yeah, and then you can also display that in this table right here. So topic, there you go. And then when you have more things, you can filter by each topic and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully that is useful. Again, I'm doing my Notion course, so if you want me to cover these things in depth, if you still want, you know, like more fundamentals, because I did go quite fast in this, like again, like the course that I'm doing, we just have to find it again. I need to get a text expander for this course. It's pretty new. Notion, here it is. So yeah, do check this out. I'll leave it linked to you if you want. Still developing it, but yeah, it's definitely a place where I want to teach you how to do those things from scratch and give you just a better idea of how to actually use Notion and some pro tips that I've come across. Because yeah, Notion is pretty powerful, but it does take a bit of time to get used to the more advanced workflows. Oh guys, you're on fire. I'm so sorry. I haven't checked the chat for a while. No to the notifications. Yes, to add it to Gcal. Yeah, this is exactly for those of you that don't necessarily like notifications. The Google Calendar thing is something pretty nice for the live streams. PPV system, but some of my tasks and projects require more functionality. Wait. Let me just make you read this while I take a water break.
Chetachi at Xander Huxley. Yeah, I'm aware of the PPV system, but some of my tasks and projects require more functionality than what the PPV system offers. It is nice though, and I think it has helped.
Has helped many people. Yeah, I agree. You know, like it's not for everyone necessarily, but I think it's a pretty nice system, to be honest. But yeah, like for everything, I think just customizing and figuring out your own systems is the best way to go about it. Obsidian setup. Sorry guys if I didn't get to some of your questions. I've been quite behind. But yeah, feel free to come by next live stream. We can definitely tackle more stuff. I'm definitely gonna end this soon, but I definitely want to answer a few more questions because there's quite a few that I haven't answered to. Oh, this is a good question. Wonder if Google Reads has an API to integrate into Obsidian. I don't think it does, but like, let's just take a quick look. Scene 2. So Google Reads. Let's just see if someone has done something like this. Google Reads. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I would like to see that too. That's pretty nice, but unfortunately, I don't think it's a thing. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Okay. So do you ever plan on streaming different times of the day? I've been thinking about it. I'm not sure. I think I might just keep it once a week because, you know, like recording the videos now, I'm editing my videos a lot more, making them a bit more polished. I have been thinking though, like of making like separate live streams for people of the community. So if you do want to check that out, it's still not sure. I'm still not 100% sure. But these live streams for now, they might stay at this time zone, which I understand could be annoying for some people. But yeah, you know, like I would like to actually know, like for most of you, is this like a good time zone or could it be better? You know, just let me know. Like just write in the comments, be like, what would be your optimal time zone? Like later, earlier, because we're in different time zones, all of us. Just like tell me something like earlier or later, and tell me something like because right now I'm working or stuff like that. But yeah, I'll definitely try to make a better poll maybe in the future, or like having like a Google Forms or something that you can fill up just to try to find the sweet spot for what's the best time zone. But yeah, I'm still kind of tweaking with it. Right now, I'm sticking to this time on Tuesdays, but it might change. So that's definitely why if you go to the website and go to live streams, you can see the schedule and see if it changes or not. Automatically. Productivity. Oh, this is a good question. By the way, Michael, I'll get to yours. It looks really interesting, your question. But yeah, let's definitely tackle these questions. Sam Yak. What a cool name. Yeah, so what would you say is the most informative book on productivity? I keep recommending this book, but I think it's the best one that I still think is one of the best ones. And it's called Scene 2. Is How to Take Smart Notes. One of the best on note taking, which I see as a part of productivity. I think in every live stream I bring it up, but it's one of the best ones. What is another good one? Let me just think. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I read more philosophy than I do productivity. Um, I mean, if you want to hear about a life-changing book, just in general for life, because that's what I'm more interested in. I think like a lot of productivity is more linked with how we perceive ourselves, how we go through life, living good lives. And I honestly think one of the most important ones for anything in life is Awareness by Tony DeMello or Anthony DeMello. I just call him Tony. But yeah, this book is incredible. Let me just move my face out of the way. Awareness by Anthony DeMello. Incredible book. Highly recommended. Let's just go to Bookreads maybe. Goodreads. There you go. So this one is incredible. I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the most important books that I've ever read in my life. If not, everything regarding stoicism is really good. But I know I'm kind of omitting the question because you asked about productivity. So yeah, I do have a couple books that I want to read on productivity, but honestly, I still haven't fully tackled them. Let me just think. I'm sure there's another one. Let me just check real quick if I have it here. Actually, let me show you. So here you should be able to see my phone. Here I have my library of books. I have a couple more books in other places, but these are kind of the main ones. Yeah, I just read mostly philosophy, to be honest. Yeah, I definitely want to put together a guide of the books that I read, the books that I enjoy. These are not all because I read a lot of audiobooks as well. Yeah, I'm sorry, I I don't know what to recommend regarding productivity, but I'll definitely do a better job at that in the future. What is Michael saying? Do you use anything like MOC tables in Obsidian? Also, can you kind of explain your workflow with Logseq and Obsidian? Yeah, so big question. I'll definitely have to maybe talk about this in a video or in a future live stream because yeah, I'm getting pretty tired of the live stream. I'm gonna end it soon, but I definitely want to get to your question, guys, because there's quite a few really cool questions and comments. Um, yeah, so I don't use MOCs. Like that's a Nick Milo workflow, and that's his workflow. Like I don't really use that to be honest. I use kind of like my own version of a Zettelkasten system that I still yet to share publicly because right now it works pretty nicely in Logseq. However, in Obsidian it doesn't work as well, and I definitely want to adapt it. And when it comes to my workflow between Logseq and Obsidian, I leverage a lot of the Obsidian plugins, and that's what I use Obsidian a lot for. For instance, the Readwise plugin, the fact that that goes to Obsidian, that's really cool. Whereas Logseq is a place where I keep track of absolutely everything that I write day to day. Excuse me. There we go. So yeah, like even right now I was writing a couple of notes of things that people have said. And yeah, like I use my daily notes like crazy in Logseq and I absolutely love it. But yeah, probably this is a topic for another day with more in depth. But thank you, Michael, for the question. Really appreciate it. Read lots of books. We like to be able to organize them and take notes. Yeah. So yeah, that's what someone was asking, like why organizing like all of this into like a nice guide. Let's see what else we got. Anti-book library, list of books you have not read. So are these books like that you want to read in the future or books that you want to avoid? Because there's definitely books I want to avoid. Like I don't think I ever want to read The Secret, by can't remember the name. So I do have like a not to read book list. But yeah, wish list, read list. I do have one that is pretty basic right now. I just have it scattered all over the place, if I'm being honest with you. But I do have one in my mind, so open my mind. And yeah, in here when I search for books and I go to read, I think I have it. Yeah, okay, so that's one, but like read. Yeah, there you go. So this one is a book that I want to read for sure. Priceless Gift, pretty obscure book that not many people know about. A couple of other ones, The Power of Now, it's something that I've been postponing for ages. The Magic Question I've read, but I want to reread. I'm reading The Unfair Advantage right now. This one I'm really excited for it to come out. It's called Lifter Leadership, the philosophy of Harry Potter. I'm reading Harry Potter. I'm in the 5th book. Yeah, I mean, I have I have other lists in other places like Deep in Obsidian, Deep in Notion of books to read. I need to organize it all. I still don't know what is the main place I want to organize that in. But yeah. Cool, guys. Oh no, I think my... Do I play chess? Yes, I play chess, but I'm not a pro. I really love it though. Guys, I'm so sorry. I think the food just arrived and I need to go down to get it. So yeah, either way, thank you so much. I really have to run. I'm really sorry that I have to cut it so abruptly, but really enjoyed it. Check the you know, the page for future live streams. I hope you had a great time, and I'm sorry if I didn't get to your questions. Please feel free to come back next week and we'll tackle more stuff. But yeah, the food arrived and I need to go get it down. It's big boxes and stuff. So I definitely want to help Grace so that she's not carrying all of that herself. Bye Shitashi, bye Sebastiano. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Sorry it's so abrupt, but yeah, I'm so sorry, guys, that I haven't got the chance to answer to all your questions. But yeah, thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here. Hope you had a great time, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later. Bye, guys.